you again.
I was gonna say, long time no see.
Oh my gosh. What energy we have going on with this eclipse. Oh my goodness.
Crazy. I'm excited to see what you pick up and what the cards say.
Me too. I feel like it's going to be some good stuff. And yeah, I guess, focusing on what eclipse energy is coming through for sure, not only just for the month, but yeah, like eclipse energy in particular and transformation, I think is going to be really great.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm always, I always tell people, like my followers and whatnot, like being a Leo sun, normally, I don't like change, but being an Aries rising, I love progress. So for me, it's like, okay, change is going to happen, but it's all for the sake of progress. So I'm down.
I love that. And then didn't you have a rising that's mutable too, or is that
No, my moon sign is mutable. My moon sign is Sagittarius, so I'm all fire.
Oh, I love that.
Aries, Sun, Leo, Moon, Sagittarius.
Oh my gosh.
So you can imagine.
I love it. All right. Well, I mean, are we ready to jump right in for Aries?
Absolutely.
Did you do something different with your hair, or like is that?
From the last time I just got my roots touched up.
Oh, well, it looks cute. That's what I was asking. All right. Let me see. Let me look at Aries. Okay, Aries. It looks like you guys, particularly right now with all the energy going on, there's like, there's fire in your space. So that can mean that it's like through a lot of passion and like wanting to push through, but also maybe potential spouts of like, anger, upset, here and there. That's where your emotions might be purging or coming out. But I also feel like there's like this big, there's this strength that's coming out of all of this for you at the end of the day. So you're really like kind of, I guess you could say stepping into power and this new change that you really are asserting within yourself, within your life, within your environment. I also feel like if you want to make like a major change in terms of like career-wise or like a major jump career-wise, it feels like this is like this time to start thinking about it, because post-eclipses, because we have one more on the 2nd of October, it feels like that's going to be when you're going to be able to... I don't know if you can hear my dog growling. That's confirmation for you guys, Aries, that you guys are going to be able to make that jump and like really have that luck in your space for career. So that's what I like that.
I like that because I think it's funny, you literally said strength, and at the bottom of the deck we have strength, but it's in reverse. Because, when strength is showing up in reverse, it's indicating feeling like you're not in control, feeling kind of afraid of what's going to happen. But in the recent past, we also have temperance in reverse. So this is about, being out of balance and really letting sometimes your passion overtake you so much that you have just like, it's like this feeling of it's not rage, but it's like, it's just so much emotion. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not balanced emotion. It's not directive emotion, So like in the recent past, it might be feeling like things are just all over the place, which causes this fear hiding at the bottom of the deck, right? And so in the present, we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. So this is indicating that there are going to be some things emotionally that are popping up for Aries that come back around to be released. It's all about, being an Aries rising, Pisces is in the 12th house. It's all about endings, right? And it's meant to level you up. Well, the past has to revisit in order for you to bring awareness to it, in order for you to shed light on it, and then to step into that strength and to turn this direct, because the past right here with it being in reverse, it's not very good. It's not very beneficial to be hanging on to this past energy and then In the future, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. It's all about letting this go, letting it all go so you can step into your power. And like you were saying in regards to career, it's like, okay, I've got to look. I've been feeling maybe a little out of balance with my career lately. Like it's not really resonating with me anymore. Maybe I got into a career that I thought I was supposed to, that was going to make me money, it's going to pay the bills, it's going to do all those things. But I'm just unhappy here. I don't feel like there's anywhere for me to go. And then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. It's having to look back at all of the ways that it got you there. And it's asking you, what would make you happy? What does fulfill your desires? And then it's about letting that go. Even though you spent a lot of time, energy, and effort into this career, it's like it's time to make a shift. It's time to try something new because you've been like busting your ass at this and it got you to this point, but now it's time to let everything go and start new. So I like that. I think they both resonate.
Nice. Aries, I feel like they're really going through, pushing and big change on the horizon for them. So that's exciting.
And I can concur because being an Aries rising, like I have been feeling this and I've been telling everybody, I have been feeling this shift coming and I'm even doing it myself with my career. So I love that you said that.
Wow.
Because I'm changing things up. I just opened up the Quantum Master Academy and we're doing that in 2025. That's a complete shift in, normally just me teaching tarot and doing coaching and tarot readings and stuff like that. Now everybody can get into the Quantum Master Academy, spend the year with me and completely change their lives. So yeah, you're spot on.
That's amazing. Well, I love that. That sounds like an exciting opportunity to work with you too. I feel like now more than ever, especially in the fall, that's why I like to start my, or rather enroll new people into my one-on-one coaching programs, my 6-month and my 12-month around, mediumship and healing and tapping into your intuitive abilities. I'm actually opening up doors very, very soon at the end of the month for just fall. So, great time to be able to start moving some energy. So yeah, and you go inward in the fall. And so it's a great time to do that work.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It feels so much more magical in the fall for me for whatever reason.
I agree. Okay, Taurus, let's see what's going on for you, Taurus? Let me see. It's interesting. I feel like Taurus, there's this energy of kind of allowing yourself to really take the breaks and take the time. Like it's almost like it's interesting because the energy moves fast and then it moves slow. And then it's almost like I'm seeing like you're getting all these hits all of a sudden and then you have to go, then you have to stop. And then you're getting all these hits all of a sudden and then you have to stop. It's like this integration process, but it does feel like there's a lot of joy and fun along the way. So it may be that this whole eclipse is really, powerful for you in terms of insights and where you should go and especially trusting your instincts on moving forward in certain things, especially since your energy is one that is slower to move. But I almost feel like the universe is throwing things right in your face and you can't necessarily walk away from it. And you're getting, it's hit after hit after hit after hit. It's there's nowhere to hide around it. So I also feel like the journey is going to be a little bit more fun if you release resistance around it, because it looks like there could be a lot of that Venusian stuff that you love, like the comforts of life, the quality, the luxury, especially after this eclipse. It feels like end of September, midway through these eclipses. And then October onwards. But it feels like you might see little spaces of progress happening for you in lovely ways. And the universe really feels like it like wants you to kind of like start to enjoy things again, because it feels like things were maybe like a little stuck or stagnant or like rough, or not feeling like things were going anywhere for you. But after this eclipse, it feels like things are kind of opening up. But know that like you have to really get out of your own way in terms of your resistance to take on all these messages that are coming to you, or these insights, or these feelings, or whatever is urging you to move forward, because I think that that's going to really be the thing that's in your way. I also feel like you're going to have a possibility of like really starting to be creative. Like there's like a creative energy that's coming into your space that also allows like connections to come through, whether it is like romantic or I guess you could say platonic, but it feels like a lot of things are healing because of this eclipse specifically. And on the other side of it, you feel like you've like you're definitely going through a lot of like transcending and surrendering because of this eclipse. So that's what I see.
Yeah, I agree, because you're talking about feeling stuck and feeling stagnant and feeling just like this energy. And here we have as the present, we have the devil. And so it's completely spot on, because it's like underneath we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. This is desiring this movement. And it's like you're saying, kind of like one step forward, 2 steps back. And it's just happening here and there. Well, in the recent past, we have the 10 of Coins in reverse. Now, when the 10 of Coins is in reverse, it can indicate that you have lost a job, you have gone through a divorce. There is something here where you feel like this great loss, or it's you decide to like make this massively different, like a pivot, like a massive pivot. You know, you've spent time, energy, and effort into one thing, and you're like, done with that. Let's go here. But then we have all of this negativity coming in, or like this feeling of being stuck. And it's telling you like you have to step out of this, because you will start to see progress. We have the Knight of Coins. So just like you said, I think, you said, I can think you can come out of this and have more fun with it and make progress. But also the devil can mean that you really like find something that you want to stick with. The devil can indicate in a positive manner. It's like really focusing, like sitting your ass down and getting something done, and instead of feeling stuck, you're like, I've got to almost obsess over this to make it happen. And then that's when you're going to start to see progress, because the devil, don't forget, is also Capricorn energy. Capricorn is the midheaven. It rules your career. It rules the 10th house. It rules the patriarchy. And it's all about having a plan and taking action, right? So it's telling you that you have to really get serious and be careful what you ask for, though. Because, the devil can have a little bit of a trick up their sleeve of like, oh, yeah, you can have this and this and this, but you forgot the fine print, And I've done that before. I've asked the universe, how can I help humanity? How can I do this and this and that? And it put me in a very scary situation to where I had to help. And I was like, okay, let's shift this. Let me refine what I'm saying. Because you have to be careful what you ask for. Like a lot of people say that they want money. I want money. I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. But they don't realize that if you don't say it in a particular way, you're going to be inundated with a ton of work, and you are like married to your business. You're married to your job, and you can't get away from it. You can't escape it. So yeah, I think your messages and the cards are definitely speaking and supporting one another.
It's so interesting because I have a Taurus moon, and that what you're saying cards wise too is really resonating with me too. So that's really interesting, because I do feel like there's a lot of like, it's interesting. You said there's a lot of change in your business and you're a Leo sun. I also feel like that, but it's like, it's almost like the messages of the Taurus that you just said, and then everything that we're experiencing in our sun life, and all those aspects is starting to happen for me. So it's really interesting, all the change. I mean, 2024, what a year it's been, right?
Oh yeah, it's flown by, and I love that Lisa said the devil's in the details. That is so freaking true, because it's funny because we have the devil and then we have the Knight of Coins. This is Virgo energy. He's all about the details, So it's like, yeah, be very careful of what you're asking for. Be careful what you're planning, because the universe will make it come true. But if you haven't been detailed, if you haven't been specific about what it is that you want to experience, then yeah, you're going to experience it in just any old way. And like I was saying earlier, if you want to be wealthy, God, you're going to be stuck to your business. You're going to be stuck to your career. Then you're not going to have time to enjoy it. So you have to really pay attention to the details of what it is that you want to experience. And Taurus, just being a very practical energy anyways, that's great. It helps Taurus, but they do love luxury. And so they can make that mistake of, well, I want this luxurious life. I want to have this and this and this. And they're too focused on the superficial, too focused on the keeping up with the Joneses type of thing. And then it gets them stuck into this pattern of, oh, I have to work to keep up this facade. That's what the devil card's telling me. Hey, Dana. That's why you have to be very detailed when you manifest. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Y'all are spot on.
Making those affirmations very specific. Yeah. So, yes. Okay. Let's see.
Gemini.
What's going on? When I'm looking at your energy, there's a lot of thinking and processing and thinking going on. It may be causing a little bit of anxiety, especially around this eclipse energy that's happening. But I also feel like in some ways it's good for you this is like a time for you to kind of get your ducks in a row. And it may feel like you're starting to just, drown in situations, or you're just above water in certain situations. Maybe I keep seeing financially, or again, feeling stuck in relationships, or it's something where it's you're seeing oh my God, oh, I don't want this, and I have to shift something right now. It feels like a sense of urgency from what I'm seeing, but I also think that the urgency, when I'm seeing it, feels like it's the wake-up call that you really needed, because I actually feel like you can make the most of this next 5-ish months of 2024 to be able to really get what it is that you want. But the eclipse is it's this major horn that's blowing to be able to get your attention right now, and you have to see it. There's also a lot of I guess you could say it's even a self-identity sort of shift or change. You may just change a lot of your exterior as you're moving out of this eclipse energy to this more, I guess it feels like there's a version of yourself that's a little bit more certain and a little bit more ready to take things on, especially after cutting all these cords. I feel like there's a lot, a major clearing happening for you guys in general. And there's also this determination that feels like it's coming after, in September, the end of September feels very much there's a lot more clarity in the ways that you need to move forward. But also it feels like you're not trying to put as much pressure on yourself to please and try to do 5 million things at once in the way that everybody else needs to do it, but more focused on the self. There's a lot of I really do feel like there's it's a matured self-love. It's not someone who's who doesn't understand what self-love is and trying to give that to them. It's really a deep, wise self-love that's grown and mature. It's a maturation process that I keep seeing you go through post this eclipse. So, yeah, that's what I've got for you.
I like that. And I like that because under the deck, we have the Emperor in reverse. And so this is kind of like that rebellious spirit. This is like, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to go my own way. I'm not going to focus on what society says. I'm not going to focus on the rules that everybody dictates, their life to be. And in the recent past, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. This is coming to that idea of like, I want more. I want something different. I want to go in a different direction, which is perfect for Gemini because they're always, like you said, think, 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 think. They're a mutable sign, right? So they're like, okay, let's flow this way now. Let's do this and that. And what's really cool is this deck, you guys, that I'm using. It's called the Baroque Tarot. You cannot find this on TikTok Shop. You can't find it on Amazon. You can't find it on Etsy. It is like this secret, awesome deck that I found. And I have it linked in my bio, and I put a secret coupon code for y'all. It's not my deck. I did not create this deck, but I did contact them, and I was like, I want to use your deck. You need to give me something to give my people. So you'll find it in the link in my bio. The coupon code is AWAKE, and you get 30% off of this deck. And it's super cool because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we have an extra major arcana. There's 2 extra major arcana in this deck, which is really cool. This is called the Maestro. So this is where Gemini is at present, and the Maestro is conducting. The Maestro is going with the flow and making beautiful music and orchestrating what it is that they want in their life. And it's like past the eclipse, they're wanting to make these changes. They're wanting to be in charge. Just like I was saying, the Emperor in reverse is like, I don't want to go along with societal norms. I don't want to do that. I'm stepping out into my own person. I'm connecting to my divine feminine. No matter if you're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. You're connecting with your divine femininity, and you're wanting to follow your passion. And the conductor, think about that. The conductor, the Maestro, is one, like, they get so into it, and they're very particular about how the music is supposed to sound, and they're directing everybody, but it's the fluid movement, right? That's what Gemini can do, is they can move with this fluid ability to create whatever it is that they want. And then in the future, we have the Nine of Wands. Now, it's telling you can make these massive changes, but it is going to take time and effort, because it's like you might step away from these societal norms. You're stepping away. Like, even the Emperor in reverse could be like, especially males, like, I don't want to be like my father. I don't want to do the same thing that he did. I want to be healthy. Look at the Hierophants underneath. Oh my gosh, all these major arcana. We have the Magician.
Wow.
Yeah, the Hierophant in reverse, it's all about, I'm doing things the unorthodox way. I'm doing things completely different. I'm not going to follow these rules. I'm not going to follow in these men's footsteps that I grew up with, and the Magician is like, I'm doing things my way. I'm making it work my way. I'm using everything that I know that I have to create, to be the conductor of my own life. And I know that there's going to be some kickback with this, but it's going to be worth it in the end. It's like, I can sustain all of this because I have a goal in mind, because I'm doing things differently. Like, I'm breaking, the ancestral chains. I'm changing things in my lineage. So, wow.
Great stuff, Gemini. I love it. So cool.
Even this morning in my morning live, God, the message was so deep. And I was like, man, this eclipse is like kicking ass with the messages coming through. They're strong.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Did Gemini have something, or you were just giving was that a general message for the eclipse this morning?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's for the week. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Well, it's a big week, huh?
I know. Energy was crazy. But
let's see. Okay. All right. Cancer. Cancer. Let me see. Ooh, I kind of like your energy, Cancer. Okay. It's like, so this eclipse is like unlocking you. I feel like it's like this, like there's like a glow up, almost like this. That's how it feels, like a glow up. It feels like like kind of organizing and restructuring your life, but like it feels like level up after level up after level up, but it's moving fast, and like you might like blink and you're like, oh my gosh, things are starting to change. You might feel a little bit antsy and a little bit, more emotional than you usually do. I mean, you guys are so in touch with your emotions, but but it's almost like things are very heartfelt and thoughtful and like, yeah, sweet surprises here and there. I also feel like you guys are ready to like take on like big changes and like finally have those level ups. It feels like for years it really wasn't time to like level up in terms of like finances, relationships, and community. But now it is. It's like the universe is like gift, 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 gift for Cancers. So that's really exciting. And I also feel like your intuitive senses are kind of just like opening up onto a different level, which is something you can totally start to feel like you're more aligned with, especially like it's like almost like if you're a type of Cancer who sometimes struggles with like balancing your emotions and knowing what's your intuition. Like I almost feel like there's like a balance coming in, and like you're coming into alignment where like you kind of know like, oh wait, that's my intuition, that's how I can go about things, that's really clear. And so I don't think the eclipse period this week in particular is going to be like particularly easy, but there's also small moments of this like lovely surprise or this lovely like situation that happens for you, and these lovely gifts, and then more come after the eclipse. But I see that what you're starting now after this eclipse is really going to start to even come to more fruition come November and December. So it feels like there's like sweet things that are coming for you. So that's what I got for you, Cancer.
Yeah, I agree, because in the past we have the King of Coins in reverse. So there's been some sort of feeling of being stuck, of loss, of, really having a hard time connecting to both masculine and feminine energy, right? And this is that Venusian energy of like, I need to be able to flow, I need to move. But like when this is in reverse, it's like, no, it's too much focus on what you don't have, and too much focus on maybe other people and finding that jealousy or envy of like, God, everybody else gets it, but I'm not getting it. Well, just like you said, you're going to experience some gifts from the universe. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. This indicates that things are getting better. Your prayers have been answered, your desires have been heard, and the universe is going to bless you with this help, with this assistance, with, financial gain, or whatever it is that you're looking for, Cancer people. The universe is like, we hear you and we're going to help you, because you definitely have been. This is underneath the deck. We have the devil again showing up a lot. I think this is like the third time the devil has shown up. And so the devil is like, yeah, the devil is like, I'm controlling, like, when you experience this kind of loss, like the King of Pentacles, whenever you feel like you're just not making any headway in life and you're stuck in this like poverty type of energy, the devil will take over your mind and be like, oh yeah, you're not worthy, you can't do this. And it just oppresses you. And now the universe, the divine, God, source energy, whatever you choose to call it, is like, we hear you, things are getting better. The light is always going to be stronger. And then in the near future, we have the High Priestess in reverse. Now, if we were doing this in a different style, and both of these cards were negative, we would see her in a negative way, right? But the next card is the Five of Coins, indicating things are getting better. So when we see that as the High Priestess in reverse, it's indicating that you're not doing this on your own. You're going to be able to get out into society. You're going to be able to, like, you're going to feel better in your own skin. You're going to connect with your sensuality. You're going to connect with your emotions. You're going to really go out and connect instead of like staying on your own, staying solo. Like, because she represents the Vestal Virgins, right? They weren't allowed to experience all of these things because it takes away from their purity and it would sever their connection. But whenever she's in reverse, she's like, yeah, I don't think so. And so she goes out and she gets to enjoy the, I don't want to say the fruits of her labor, but like the fruits of life. You know, she gets to enjoy all of these things. She gets to step into her more of like that divine feminine. She's like a younger energy here. And she's like growing into this sensual type of energy. So it's like, yeah, things are getting better. And it's all meant for you to step out, to get to enjoy the physical side of life rather than just having to be like bottled up in your emotions and feeling stuck and oppressed. Like your way of thinking, Cancer people, will change, and so you'll no longer be stuck to this like one spot in life, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. And you know, it's interesting when you bring up like that made me think of like, you know, how sometimes like High Priestess can be so connected to the spiritual, and sometimes that's very 5D and not of this world, and sometimes we need to be able to be in the 3D, like we are able to manifest, we're able to enjoy that stuff, because that's part of being a spirit in body. That's being able to make your progress and experience healing as well. So it that reminds me of like, it almost feels like the person who is in the spiritual realms finally allowing the 3D to catch up to all the work that has happened in the 5D, and like experiencing, taking in, finally being someone who can be in the material world.
Yeah,
So
I agree, because also whenever she's direct, she's very passive. You know, she's very like, okay, let everybody else do their thing. She's very passive. When she's reversed, she's no longer being passive. She is being active and she is participating. So yes, 100%.
I love that. I love that. Sometimes we can't always be spending time like, you know, in the 5D and trying to manifest and everything. We have to like be here to have it, to like feel it.
You get into psychosis and then life really sucks. You don't want to get into psychosis. That's escapism into the spiritual world. And people start to go crazy because they're way too involved in the spiritual world, and they forget, about the 3D. And I've seen that happen. That's why I always tell people you have to find that balance between spiritual and this 3D life, because you do need to participate in this life. You can't just escape off into your meditation, into your woo-woo, because that's meant to help you, and you have to have a healthy balance of all of that. So yes, I'm glad you said that.
That's awesome. Okay, well, it's time for us. Time for Leo. Let's see. Okay, Leo. What is coming up for you? So cool. It's like this image of like, I feel like the chains are like that is the first image I'm getting. Like there's these big chains and there's fire behind, and like this Leo energy is just kind of breaking the chains finally. It may not be in like, maybe like not the prettiest way of ways, or like it's almost like you're kind of pushing through and like and getting to the finish line a little bit, but this like eclipse is like the final push of like, okay, like let's get this going, let's start transforming. I also feel like Leo in general, like there's a rise in either like being seen, exposure, popularity, something like that, and there's also like there's this feeling of like making like you might have felt like there's a lot of stagnancy in terms of I guess you could say making progress in some ways that you want to. It's almost like there was this feeling of like not yet, but it's like almost like I see that starting to turn around. It may take a little bit of time, like a couple months, for this to really like you might see the green lights start to flash like here and there, and like they're going to be really obvious green lights. So there's really like doors opening up for you to really make some major changes and like really step into the spaces and places that you're meant to be in right now. Like a lot more like recognition, a lot more like joy, a lot more feeling like it just like it's like feels like this heavy, like almost like Jupiter kind of like luck gets dropped on you. But not without like the sweat and the like really like crawling to the finish line, moving through this last bit of energy. I would say, Leo's, like it seems like you might need to do, it might be good to do a little bit of inner child work this eclipse so that you can really release all those places where you might still have that shame or the fear of exposure or showing up or things like that, because it looks like there's a new journey happening for you, and where you're needed is a place that you have to really step into full authenticity, full exposure, and fully being seen. So it's like almost like more responsibility is getting put on your plate, but you're finally ready, and like things are moving away and off of you so that you can feel a little bit more inspired. And like I also feel like there's like a lot of good support that's coming in for you, like a lot of people cheering you on. So it feels good. I think that you have to take it easy for this eclipse, but I do think post eclipse you're going to be feeling a lot better. So
yeah, I agree, because coming into the reading, or like the recent past, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is indicating like there is this lack of clarity of where they're going, what's going on, but we have the Page of Wands underneath the deck. So they feel this rumbling, they feel this surge of energy of something is changing, but they're like, I have no idea what's going to happen. And I love that you said that things are going to come, things are going to turn around, things are going to, shift, but it's going to take some time. Well, yeah, because we have the World in reverse right here. It's indicating that there is some sort of cycle, there is some sort of lesson, there's some sort of way of being that is coming to an ending. And this eclipse is, I think, ushering that to turn this direct to where you step into this whole new timeline, this whole new portal of higher energy, of going up, like this initiation of sorts, because the outcome is we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, things are going to get better. Career-wise, health, all of that. The Queen of Pentacles, she's another one of my favorites because she's very like take charge type of woman. She's like, I take no shit, and I get it done. And because she knows not only that it's important to help other people, but she remembers to help herself, and she nurtures herself, her finances, her health, her relationships. She nurtures all of that so it can expand, so it can grow, so it can be grounded. And it's just like really great energy, because the higher degree of Capricorn, which is the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, the higher degree of Capricorn is the cornucopia. It's the horn of plenty. That is, everything's coming up roses,
abundance.
So I'm not mad at that at all. It's like,
no.
With the Leos, it's like you might not see the changes out, externally yet, but you are feeling them internally. And that's why I feel like this Page of Wands is like, yes, it's exciting energy. It's anticipation. It's a new opportunity of growth. There is, like, the pages are always messengers. They're telling you something new is coming, and it's exciting. It's fresh. It's a new spark. And yeah, that's exciting.
Feels really good. I mean, yeah, both you and I have, a Leo sun, so it's always nice to be able to hear and see that, get it delivered from the universe too, because I mean, like you said, you're feeling change brewing in here. I'm feeling change in here, but it's kind of interesting to see how it's going to all manifest and come together. So I'm excited. Yay for Leos.
Right. Someone just said, I'm new here. How does this work? Well, welcome in, Michelle. We are doing Zodiac readings. We're going through each sign in the Zodiac. Ishita is a clairvoyant, and I'm reading tarot. So she first is giving her downloaded message of each Zodiac sign, and then I concur with the tarot to see either, it's agreeing wholeheartedly or it's adding to the message. And lately they've been agreeing wholeheartedly.
So it's been really fun to do this.
Yeah, it's a fun opportunity for you to come and listen to your sun, moon, and rising and incorporate these messages in that, way, or, however it's meant to go for you, like a moon, your internal self, your sun, yourself, your rising, how you approach life and everything. But it's all meant to benefit you going forward. So we're looking at the energy of what's going to happen for you, you know, since the eclipse is tomorrow and after. And you can take this information and run with it. You can take this information and really start to step into your power. So yeah, and there's no cost. It's free. We're doing it for all zodiac signs. So up next we have Virgo.
And someone said, love this for Leos. Yes, Lisa, I do too.
Yes.
Okay, let's see, Virgos. What have you got? All right. You know, I really feel like there's like this, like you keep showing me like you're looking around what you've created so far. And you have no problem kind of like taking out what's not working. It's like you're Marie Kondoing life right now. You're taking out the things that aren't working. You're putting away things that are working. You're kind of like, but it feels really like healthy. Like I feel like you're coming from a really healthy place somehow. Like it's like, okay, I just have to get this done. And we're going to just do this. We're going to reorganize the way things are existing right now. Like that's what this eclipse is energetically bringing you. It's like reorganization about the clutter in your life. But it doesn't feel like, again, it's like you're moving in a way, you're releasing in a way that's like much more joyful and much more light. You may have, I mean, we have other placements. Everyone has other placements. So you might have like, you know, those other parts of you being much more emotional, because for this eclipse, if you know how to read your chart, the house that you have Pisces in, that's where you are going to have a new beginning. So just look at that. And then the house where you have Libra, that's where you're having an ending right now. So just something for you to know. But for you Virgos in particular, again, it feels like a little bit more of a joyful process. I also feel like there's like a revamp, health-wise for you as well. There's like new health routines, new like ways of taking care of yourself, because it's almost like you're remembering how much worth you have, like how worthy you are, which is like really much more positive than it has been in the past. Like it may have been that you were working through some sort of depression or really heavy emotions, and now you're stepping into this feeling of like, okay, I'm really wanting to bring in joy, and I feel this joy, and I know it's a possibility. I also feel like there's this feeling of being able to manifest like synchronicities, but things are working out. It's like the phrase, like everything's always working out for me. Like I feel like you're like the main character of that right now. Like after this eclipse, like that's gonna be the energy that you start to feel. Like just when you think things are just going south, and again that depressive feeling might come in, like something happens and you're like, whoa, I didn't expect that. That's great. Okay, well, we can keep moving forward. So what's also important is to where you're seeing your life, because I keep feeling like a lot of you are like getting visions of like where you want to move to in terms of the life that you want to create, literally moving, or like just a destination to move to energetically in terms of like the goals and dreams that you have and aspirations. So keep that vision, because the universe is kind of like moving everything out of the way to get you there. So that's what I've got for you Virgos.
I like that. And the fact that you said they might be literally moving, is we have the Four of Wands in reverse, which indicates you could be moving to a new home. That's at the bottom of the deck. Oh, and the Tower in reverse. So yeah, some people are literally going to be moving.
Oh my gosh.
It's at the bottom of the deck, because when it's at the bottom of the deck, it's indicating that this is what's lying underneath. This is what you don't see, you know, like we could pull the cards here and be like, oh, you're talking about joy. Yeah, we have the sun showing up right here for them. Wow. But I'll get to that in a second. But like the cards will lay out. But if you want to look at the bottom of the deck when you're doing a tarot reading, you can see that as, oh, this is hiding underneath. This is the energy that maybe you're feeling. This is the reason this is happening. There's something going on here. And so either some people are literally going to be moving, or some people don't feel very stable in their own life because of the major changes that have just happened in their life in the recent past. And so they're looking for this stability. And we have the Seven of Coins as the energy in the recent past, which is, it's in reverse, indicating that, yeah, they're not very satisfied with what happened up until this point. You know, they're like, okay, now it's time to thin the herd. Now it's time to weed the garden. You know, like we were talking about, decluttering, getting rid of all the stuff, decluttering your life, decluttering your home, decluttering everything. Because yes, this is a time for you to be focusing on you, because the sun is the self, okay? And focusing on your own happiness, focusing on how you can take action in your own life to bring about your own joy. So you're not comparing yourself to other people, and you're not trying to emulate other people, because you'll never be happy when you're doing that. You know, the only thing I will say is you are focusing on your own joy and your own happiness. Again, we have the Nine of Wands showing up. It's telling you to be aware. Number one, don't burn yourself out, okay? This is meant to be a healthy process of you focusing on your own happiness. But also, I feel like the Nine of Wands is telling you, again, there's going to be some haters. There's going to be some people that, you know, it's like, oh, you have to do this if you want to be happy. You have to do this if you want to be happy. And, you know, who do you think you are? And you're going to have all this crap, and you have to keep going. You have to put those blinders on and keep going. And then you're also going to be able to, at some point, turn around and see where in life you feel like you were like duped, where you were like hoodwinked is what we call it when we see the Nine of Wands. And don't let that keep you down. Don't let that be something that makes you almost give up, because this is telling you don't give up, keep going, because you are focusing, if I can get this, on your happiness, on your joy, on your growth, on your miracles, everything. And it's like, whatever it is that you want, you're 3 feet from success.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yay, Virgos. Someone said, have you all done Taurus or Aquarius yet? We have done Taurus, but we haven't done Aquarius. Also, you guys, both of us are going to be putting this up on our YouTube channels. So if you missed this, you can always look back tomorrow or shortly after tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's the eclipse, so that'll be a great time to look at it and watch for the ones that you might have missed. Someone else is saying, have you done Libra, Aries yet? Yes, we have. So watch the replay. Libra, we're going to do right now. Wow, I've been decluttering and organizing my space. Great. I love that. Woohoo. That's what the card said.
Let's reintroduce ourselves for everybody that's new, that is in. You go ahead.
Oh, yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashita, and I'm a clairvoyant. So I am going to be downloading messages. I'm primarily a seer. I can be able to tap into all the other psychic abilities as well. So I use everything, but primarily a lot of stuff comes as I'm seeing. And so Eric and I are doing this amazing thing monthly. So if you want to come again, we're going to be doing this next month as well. So we are channeling messages for not only what's happening around this eclipse, but maybe even moving forward for the month. So again, I'll be doing it psychically, or rather clairvoyantly, and Erica will be doing it through cards. And I'm excited to be here because every time we get together, it's so fun. The cards are so confirming, and we just are in good energy. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you, Erica.
Of course. And if you guys want to book a reading or learn from Ishita, go to the link in her bio and you can book a session with her. You can look to see what she has available. She just said she's about to start opening enrollments for one-on-one coaching. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes.
So yeah, check all her stuff out. If you want to work with me in 2025, I'm taking a small group of people for the entire year of 2025. It's called the Quantum Master Academy. Enrollment is open right now. You can get the early bird discount if you get in this early. And what you're going to do is you're going to have the opportunity to receive up to 8 certifications. It's going to be tarot, advanced tarot, numerology, metaphysics, astrology, crystals, Reiki 1 and 2. And then I'm going to show you how to set up your own spiritual business at the end of the year. So this is a program to where it is guaranteed you will not be the same person leaving as you are when you come in. Like, learning these modalities is what helps you to take your power back in your own life. It's what helped me take my power back. It's what helped me create a very successful business. I get to do this all day, every day. I plan my own schedule. I live in alignment. I get to help other people. So if that's something that you are interested in, you want to check out the QMA, it's linked in my bio and you can apply. It is not just one, like come one, come all. You have to apply, and then I will let you know after I receive your application how we're going to move forward that way. So, yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. Sounds like there's a lot of opportunities to really transform yourself, not just,
Well, in 2025 is a 9 year. 9 is higher wisdom. 9 is things are coming to fruition. Things are coming to light. Things are coming to completion. So it's like, if you are ready to step into this whole new way of being, if you want to learn how to step into your clairvoyance, go check out Ashita's page. If you want to learn how to use all these tools, check out my page, check out both. Doesn't matter. Go towards whatever aligns to you, and then you make the decision to step into that. So yeah, and we'll show you the way.
I love it. Oh, yes. I think that when you can start to use tools, because that's kind of what I teach as well, to be able to, when you start to heal and you use the tools, because inevitably you have to be able to use you have to heal to be able to use the tools, because then you're going to not have the things in the way, the resistance in the way to be able to really own them and master them. Then you start like manifesting like this, and then life becomes so much more aligned, and it's so much more fun.
Yes, it is. It is a lot more fun to live in alignment, because you get to witness miracles, which are alignment, almost like pretty much daily. Like, you experience all these wonderful things that happen. It's all because you were tapped in, and you stay tapped in, and you understand how these things work, and you use these tools on a daily basis, not over like obsession. Like, people have asked me, how often do you pull tarot cards for yourself? I'm like, honestly, rarely use tarot cards, because I make sure I live in alignment. And if there's something like I need to have some introspection on, I'll pull cards. I'm like, okay, sounds good. But it's rare that I use tarot cards on myself, because I've gotten to a point to where I'm just in the flow of the universe. And that's what these tools are meant to do, is to put you in the flow of the universe, to where you're not obsessing over every decision being made for you. You're not second guessing yourself. You are connecting with the divine, and you don't worry about these things.
That's huge. I think a lot of us can feel like every decision is so heavy, and we can second guess ourselves, and we can also feel like we don't know even what our intuition feels like.
Well, most people have no idea.
And
I was like, my guides told me, and I'm like, I doubt they did. I think that's your ego. And that's not to make fun of them, but it's like, I get that shit all the time in my comments. Well, my guide said I can do whatever I want. You can do whatever you want, but you're not escaping the consequences of that action.
It's true. It's true.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's just like, when I hear stuff like that, it made me think of like the people that say stuff like that.
No, I get it. And again, we have to be able to like really step into a space where we can hear ourselves. We can hear when we come into alignment, that's when we can hear everything. And that's when the ego can kind of be put to the side in a gentle way, because at the end of the day, we're not we can't like fight resistance with resistance, because then it's only going to get louder. It's going to be more chaotic. And that's not what we want, especially when we're starting to manifest the life. We want to manifest the life in the intention, in the energy of what it is that we want it to feel like. So I love it all. Lots of resources for so many people. I love it.
Right.
Shall we keep going? There's so many fun comments. I want to read everything. I think someone said, everything is always working out. That's my daily affirmation. Everything is always working out for me. Okay, great. Amazing. I feel like everyone can use that one. Virgo here, and tonight is our first night in our new home.
Oh,
Look,
nice.
I love that. How confirming is
The
that?
card's new. The card's new.
I'm an Aries. Did I miss? Yes. Well, there's a replay that'll be on Erica's YouTube as well as my YouTube, and you can always check them out within like 24 hours, right? I think it'll be up. Yeah. And then let's see. Woohoo, Libra. I have perfect timing. Yes. Yes. Let's get to Libra. Okay. All right, Libras. Let's see what you've got. Okay. So, I will say this eclipse, well, I think it's also really affecting you, is it not? This eclipse, because when I see it, it's like there's this like major, I would say, you guys, if you can take the day off, if you can go and like have some time for yourself, specifically tomorrow, because I really do feel like you've got this spunk, like this this pep in your step back again, and it's really going to start coming back more and more and more and more. But particularly tomorrow, you may be feeling extra emotional. You may be feeling like those places where you were, you know, not so happy about or embarrassed in life or like really regretful about, like it just may be a lot of that coming back. So really take care of yourself tomorrow, because this is just the part of where you need to move forward through. It's like a rite of passage so that you can clear this, you can close the books and be able to move into a new energy. I don't necessarily feel like this is like something like this is like really the last leg of things where like things are really just kind of like done, finished, we put that away sort of thing, and I've forgiven myself. Like it's really like give yourself some time to like really have that nurturing energy that you give so many people because you're a Venusian sign, to also, you know, give to yourself and have compassion for yourself. You know, you're always about the fairness for others. Give that fairness to yourself as well. I also feel like there's like, I just keep feeling like you've got like show stopping, pep in your step kind of things where you're feeling really, really good. I just feel like you're also like looking really good. Like people are like, you know, you're catching people's eyes as well. There may be like a lot of congratulations around things. Like I just keep seeing like celebrations or like things to be congratulated about, or like people really like valuing your work or like accomplishing something. If you like have a test or like a major, like, you know, like I keep seeing like law stuff. So like if you're taking a law test or like a major like exam for school or something like that, it feels like there's big steps that are happening. Like there's finally like things that you had to put a lot of work in that are finally coming to fruition post eclipse later into September. I also feel like there's like this really fun energy around like socializing for you finally, and like kind of like I just feel like there's this like a lot of like movement, and like you want to kind of like, I just see you're moving your body and moving your space. Like it's like you're here then there, you're here then there, you're here then there. It's just a lot going on for you in a lovely way. I also feel like it's so interesting because I keep feeling like I keep seeing into the rest of this year for some reason, and it feels like the holiday time too is like especially a lovely time, and maybe really romantic for you too. This just like feeling of like things suddenly turn very Hallmarky for you for some reason. So it feels very sweet. And I also think that like you may still feel like you want to put in the hard work, and yes, you will have to keep putting in the hard work till the end of the year, but like things are going to get so infinitely easier. Like you put in a little bit of that hard work that you put in, like maybe even 50% of that hard work that you were putting in, and you're going to get like 100 or 200 times the results. So keep sticking with it. Especially like it's really interesting because I keep seeing like some sort of like body or like body image or like changing up, like again, the external. So there may be like a goal that you have for yourself, and that will really like, you'll like crush those goals and it's gonna feel really, really good. So kudos to you for like really, again, taking care of yourself, giving yourself that compassion, but also for now, really take it easy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Really take it easy.
I agree. And the cards are heavily saying, take it easy tomorrow, because we have, in the recent past, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is indicating that there was some sort of truth revealed, and there's some, like, there was a mask taken off of either them or a person. And I feel like there might be a Libra in this live that this is really going to resonate with. Maybe that's why it's so heavy right now. But the Seven of Swords in reverse, like I said, indicates there's a truth being revealed. There's a mask being taken off, and that was in the recent past energy. It's like, oh, okay, I see the situation for what it is. I see the person for what it is. And then here we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I a lot of swords energy, which doesn't surprise me because it's Libra. And the Six of Swords in reverse indicates that the past does return, but it's almost like a way of thinking is returning. And it's telling you that if you continue to let your mind go there, you are going to experience the same struggle, the same suffering that you have been experiencing in these past issues. It could be relational, it could be career, it could be personal, it could be familial, whatever it is, it's a collective reading, right? So the Six of Swords in reverse is like indicating same thing, different day. Like nothing's going to change. You were supposed to be going this way, but your mind is going back this way. So the eclipse is most likely bringing back these old memories, bringing back these old emotions, like you were saying, Ishita. And it's like, practice the pause, take care of yourself, and realize that these are coming up for a reason, because you need to cleanse them out. You need to release them. You need to let them go, because if you don't, they will wind up just consuming you, and it will turn into some sort of depression. So if you want to experience all the wonderful things that Ishita was talking about after the eclipse, then it's very beneficial for you to turn the Six of Swords right side up. For you to go to this new landscape, this new way of thinking, this new way of being. And that's going to be much more healthy for you, because at the bottom of the deck, as we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, definitely tell you, slow down, think before you act, don't charge on anything. And it's like, just take your time and be gentle with yourselves in the next couple or so days with this eclipse energy, because it's going to boil up some things. And remember that when you're thinking about something, when you're remembering something and you're reliving it, your body is literally reliving it again. Don't do that to yourselves. Don't put yourself through that torture. Don't, put your body through it. Acknowledge it and let it go. Like, that's not my story anymore. I'm going this way. I'm stepping out into this energy. I'm taking control. I am releasing anything that's not serving you. You can say all those, affirmations to get you away from, like, really, what's it called? Self-sabotaging, with your thoughts. So.
Wow,
Take
Libra.
it easy tomorrow, Libra. Please.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I really do feel like big stuff, but the big stuff also includes being able to take the time away so you can integrate and do everything that is going to be coming up for you. So
All
huge
part of your
stuff.
evolution.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Truly all part of the evolution. Well, okay, Libra. We're going to move on to Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, Scorpio. Let me see. So Scorpio, I feel like you might want to be alone during this eclipse, or there's just it's very much like you're getting a lot of spiritual information coming in, a lot of clarity, but a lot of it's deep kind of going within and transforming. It's you might actually feel it feels like a night and day sort of change, but this night and day changes happen overnight during this eclipse. That's how it feels. This major realization, oh wow, I can't do that anymore. I have to be responsible for me now. That's how it feels. This taking responsibility over you in your life, and not not blaming it on others. And sometimes we tend to do that, but like sometimes we don't even know if we're doing that. Sometimes we're on a, unconscious level of like how we're just living our lives. And so it feels like this is like a lot of things are becoming conscious now, and you're becoming aware now. And so it might be like bitter medicine, to be honest, but I do think that it's going to come in the form of like deep, even meditation, or like sitting with yourself, journaling. If you have a ritual around just like, candles or whatever you'd like to do, it feels like there's something big that could happen for you there. I also feel like there's this idea around kind of taking your power back in terms of it is kind of like creativity, but also like it's like I keep seeing like the creativity and your job and like your abundance. So it's like there may be a re-evaluation around work, or like how to add the kind of value you want in your work, or like the creativity, or like the openness, or the like taking off so much of like the red tape around the boundaries of your own work and your like own, it's not even work, it's like bigger. It feels like your purpose even in life. So, Scorpio, I feel like it's so interesting for this reading in particular. I don't know why, like I keep getting like huge, big, like, insights around like very, 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 very far into time. But maybe it's because this eclipse is really like shifting timelines altogether, because it's really powerful. For you guys, I feel like there's like something major happening in terms of like getting into sort of like a huge leadership position in work, like even potentially for you guys, some sort of like, big notoriety or some sort of fame in the next coming years around the work that you can do to heal and help humanity. It's like there's a very specific message, like super specific. So I don't know who's on here, who needs it, or who will watch it, but like this is like something really, really, really important for you guys specifically. So the insights you're going to get from this eclipse is going to be so important so that you can take it to move forward into that notoriety sort of space you're going to be in, or the fame that you're going to have in terms of helping change humanity. It's like it's a big thing. It's like just really transforming the way people are receiving information. So yeah, it's big off for you, Scorpio.
I like that, because I think what you're feeling, that like this big energy that you're feeling hiding underneath the deck, is we have the Empress.
Oh, wow.
The Empress is the divine feminine. It is Mother Gaia. It is Mother Nature. It is all the things of creation, and it's about being in the flow, but using this passion. I mean, Scorpio is connected to sexual energy, right? So is the Empress. She's connected to Venus energy, right? So it's like you're feeling this, like you have the power. You have, like, Scorpios are such an intense type of energy, and you have the power to wield this energy for the benefit of you and other people, because the Empress is looking out for everybody. She is the mother and she cares. And so it's like you have the ability to evolve or like come into this power. The only thing is you have to be careful, because this eclipse can have you feeling nostalgic about the past. And then it can cause you to, here's the Maestro in reverse now. It can cause you to lose control. It can cause you to lose sight. It can cause for like you to not be in the flow of this energy, right? To not be in the high vibration, to not be in control, to not be the conductor of your own life. And then you don't experience the success that you want to experience, So it's telling you this eclipse might trigger some past things where you're fantasizing about the past. And it's like, don't fall for that trick, because you have much more powerful things to do. You have two major arcana showing up here, the Maestro and the Empress. This is a different deck, you guys. If you're watching this for the first time, if you're just coming in, this is the Baroque Tarot deck, if I can speak. You can't find this on Amazon. You can't find it on TikTok Shop. It's not on Etsy. I do have it linked for you. It's not my deck. I did not create this deck. I just love it. And so I have it linked for you. And there's also a 30% off coupon code. but one of the additional major arcana is the maestro, and the maestro is the conductor. It is the one who dictates, what happens when. Well, when he's in reverse, he's powerless. He's not doing that, and everything's just like a hot mess. Think of the orchestra. If they didn't have the maestro conducting, telling them, okay, you come in here, and keeping the tempo, then they would all be all over the place. They'd all be on their own tempo. So it's like, you have to learn or realize that you are in control here. You are dictating where you go in this life. And this eclipse is like, kind of like, I hate saying test because I was never a good test taker, but I feel like this feeling of nostalgia that might be ramped up due to this eclipse is a bit of a test for you. It's like, are you going to fall for it and lose control? Or are you going to step into this power, turn this direct, and be in control? Be like, nope, I'm moving forward. I'm in control now. I'm going to experience the success because I've got the support of the universe. I'm meant to be abundant. I am here to do big things. I'm here to create. I'm here to be in the flow of divinity, and I can do it through my natural abilities, which is that energy, that desire energy. And I always feel it like this, like it just moves like this for you. That's Scorpio for me.
Yeah, well, you're a projector, right? So you have to express yourself through the body like that. I feel like projectors are so body oriented. That makes sense. How cool. I love that, Scorpio. Yeah, just be mindful because you've got some things to do. So don't let the past set you back.
Yeah, it can play tricks, especially the mind. I always tell everybody the mind is the biggest asshole because it wants to keep you stuck, and it wants to remind you, oh, remember that, and it'll play tricks and it'll change the story on you, and it's not true. You have to be like, we're going this way.
You are in the lead.
Yeah, I have somebody in the comments. Is it on YouTube so I can go back and watch Aries? Yes, everything's going to be uploaded on YouTube within the next day. Okay, I would download this. I'm going to send it to Ashita, and we're both going to upload it onto YouTube for all of y'all to watch.
So just hang in there. Be patient.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything else. I don't. Thank you all for the gifts and the follows and everything. We appreciate it. This is fun for us. We do this. We try to do this like once a month just to connect and to give you some additional guidance. And this is all meant to benefit you. So I'll just make sure I don't miss any more comments. I think I got them all. If I missed your comment, you can repost it. All right.
I think you got it.
Cool.
Amazing.
Sagittarius.
Yeah. Let's do this, Sagittarius. Let's do this. All right. You're coming in strong. You've got some strong energy. It's interesting because I feel like this eclipse is like finally like you taking back your power. Like the word is no. And like I keep remembering, like it reminds me of that sentence people say, no is a complete sentence. Yep. There's this energy around that for you. It's like you're reclaiming your boundaries. You are kind of finding the fun again in life. You're finding your like, not only are you like stepping into like freedom, like this energy of freedom, but like it's like, and I feel like you've been working on this, like it's like been getting there, like you've been trying to regain this level of freedom that you had in the past, but it kind of felt like, tarnished over the last couple of years, and now it's like really like you're coming back to it. But it also feels like not only is this wisdom, but there's like not only is this freedom, but there's like a wisdom that like you're owning, that I actually feel like people like you who have a lot of or your placement in general, there's this stepping into like your purpose in the world. It's like people are ready to see you and hear you, and like it feels like finally work is coming into alignment, friends are coming into alignment, communities coming into alignment, like things are just like better and better. Again, and maybe just like a slow process. I do feel like you're going to start to feel more powerful in the way that you decide to use your energy and how intentional you are. I don't necessarily think this eclipse will be also that easy on you. However, it's not going to be as intense as some of the other signs. But I think that this is going to really allow you to see again where the no has to be said so that you can start deciding what life wants to look like and not go backwards. And not go to this space where you feel like you are getting the short end of the stick. That feels like it was also a theme for you for some reason, like getting the short end of the stick for, it feels like a few years, if not months already. And I also think that, because it's like there's this, I keep seeing like this climbing of this ladder, but it doesn't feel like a corporate ladder or anything. It feels like a spiritual ladder. It feels like this like level of evolution in terms of like where you're going as a spirit to be able to, not only be a guide for other people, but also to be like the true channel for yourself. I feel like Sagittariuses are so powerful and like so spiritual. So I think you're just getting your like place back in terms of being able to be the guide again. And like some of you might just like open up to like more healer gifts or more, holding more workshops for people or like doing more retreats. It might just be like you're finally getting to lay the foundation specifically for 2025. Gosh, it's a great time for taking your course or my course. We have to do that, Sagittarians.
Right. Sagittarius, they're definitely very powerful because they're so magnetic. I know a lot of Sagittarius people. I have a lot of them around me, and I've had a lot of them just in my life. And they are very magnetic energies, and they can go one way or the other. It's like, are we going to like run into our spirituality and higher learning, or are we going to go into escapism? It's very one way or the other with Sagittarius. Now, I do feel like you were speaking like exactly what the cards are saying, because they felt like they didn't have their freedom. They felt like they were like stuck to something. And here in the recent past, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. And so when that's in reverse, it's indicating that they're healing from something where they felt blocked. There was something that finally severed that cord, and now all the swords are falling away, and their heart is healing. And it's going to be different for everybody. So this could be relationship wise. This could be just in life in general. It could be your career. Excuse me. There's something here where it was like you're at a fork in the road. You felt like stuck, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, this change happens. You're like, holy shit. And now it's like, okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to experience this freedom. I'm ready to dictate my own life. Now, it's telling you to be aware that if you go back to the same way of doing things, if you go, let me say this first. There's going to be maybe one person that watches this is going to resonate with this message first, and then I'll tell you the other one. If you've been on the healing journey as far as addictions, drinking, substance abuse, whatever this is, be careful not to let whatever has happened in the past push you back to that way of living, okay? Because it's not going to turn out well for you. It's going to be the same struggle over again, okay? So make sure that you are on the road to recovery. You're staying on that road. You're not getting involved in people that are going to drag you back down into that road. And I just had to say that because this is about you taking control of your health, because we have the King of Coins. So you think about when somebody goes to like Alcoholics Anonymous, they get those chips, they get the coins, right? You are the king of that. And you are here. We got 10 of coins right behind it. There you go.
Oh my God.
You are collecting these coins. So there's got to be somebody here. And then here we have Temperance behind. Yeah, it's all about, oh God, I could keep going. Temperance, when it's in reverse, can indicate like substance abuse, because the water's overflowing and you're not tempering that. You're overdoing it, and then you've lost your place. You've lost that coin, right? So it's talking about getting back to you, getting back to your health, and not letting yourself slip up by putting yourself around the wrong people. Now, on a general sense, let me put these back in order. On a general sense, I feel like somebody needed to hear that. So anyways, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. This is all about the swords are falling away. You're healing You're coming back into your own, right? You got to make sure you give yourself time to rest and to recoup and to reevaluate the way that you want to do things. And then we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay. So the Eight of Cups is like, okay, I've spent this time on my own. I'm getting back to me. I'm getting back to my passion because I needed to walk away from a situation. You're going to realize, Sagittarius, that there are some things still that you need to walk away from. And it very well could be those toxic friends. Okay. It could be that you get some like insight into some people around you that are not so bueno. And you want to step closer to the people that are, right? Because you are such a big flowy energy, and you need somebody who is going to be grounding for you. You need somebody who is going to support you and light that fire into you and to help you on your journey, but not like in a codependent way. You know, you want to partner up with the right people because we have 2 3s on each side, right? So the 3s are about creation. It's about you making that decision to step into something. You know, we're taking the Magician and we're taking the High Priestess and we're creating this energy. Okay. And it's all about balance as well, because we're balancing the masculine and the feminine here. We're making babies, not literally. But, so this is asking you, like, what are you creating? What is it that you're going towards? Is it going to be something that's healthy for you? Or is it something that you walked away from, and now you're like, well, maybe I should go back to it. If you go back to it, it's not going to be good for you. Just letting you know. So if you want to experience the freedom that you are dying to experience, do not go backwards. Just like Ashita said, don't look back. Keep going forward. And the people that don't belong in your life will fall away, and we're going to let that happen. Because along the way, you're going to meet people that are actually meant to be on your journey. And it's going to be so much better.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah, 100%. I had to learn that, and it wasn't easy. But then you get to the point where, like, golly, like you start to realize just how much these toxic people hold you back. And they're such a distraction. They're such like a wet blanket. When you let them fall away as they need to, I'm telling you, you will experience so much movement in your life. It's incredible. So, yeah.
Yay. Okay, Sagittarians, you can do this. You can do it.
Yes.
Someone said I did a card pull earlier. 3 of Swords reverse fell out too. So there you go.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yes, that was for you. Amazing. Confirmation. Okay. We've got Capricorn next, don't we? All right, Caps. Let's see. Capricorn. Okay, I feel like this is like a big, this moment, this eclipse moment is really like for you in terms of like starting the journey of seeking where it is that you have to go next. Because it almost like feels like this isn't really like things are not necessarily unfolding for this, for you with this eclipse. It's like this is done. It's like new things are not unfolding. It's like you start after this eclipse. Like you start doing this new journey of like where you've got to put yourself, because you know that where you are is not where you need to be on some level. Also, like I feel like, you know, it's this re-evaluation of like of everything that's happening in life in terms of where you want to go, Capricorn. And before this, it was time to, like, you have been feeling like this big, almost catapult, maybe tower moment of like all these things coming up and like not working for you. And so it's almost like, no, this is not working, this is not working, this is not working, this, and it may have felt really like sad and hard because of all the stuff you had to let go of and things that were not working, because you are naturally this hardworking sign. So you're going to try to put this effort in and you're going to try to make sure this is all working, especially if you're really excited about it. And so it feels like you've kind of come to a realization like, okay, I'm backing off. And now I'm going to restart, like from some different ground, from a different canvas, like restarting in general. So this is like the journey, like this eclipse is just finishing off that cycle for you, which has already started, and is letting you step into searching. Is this, again, it's like the searching, this journey of like where you want to possibly go. And it feels like for you, there's going to be this, for you, it's like connections of like people and places. So as you meet more people and kind of like, I feel like Capricorn, you're really meant to like be out there in the next year, like for the remainder of the year, you must like kind of like be out there, be social, connect with people, because for some reason it's like the way that you were doing things before, like the hard work and the kind of hustle and grind that you had before, is not going to be the way that things are coming to you again. It's going to actually be easier, but you have to let go of that resistance so you can receive rather than feeling like you have to be in your masculine and push. So again, there's this idea of like being out and about and like seeing things and experiencing life and really balancing like all the masculine energy that you've been putting forward with the feminine energy that you can finally have, so that it can step into or you can start stepping into like just receiving and harvesting the abundance that you were meant to have, and the connections you're supposed to have, and the work that you're supposed to do. So things are just going to get, I mean, I know I've said this for other times, but like things are getting easier for you if you will let them, because you have a tendency to not make it easy for yourself. So just be mindful of that. And there's one more thing here too. I just feel like too, like if there was any heaviness in terms of relationships, like where you felt like either at a crossroads, or like things should end, or like things felt really stagnant, like it won't feel that way.
Sorry, people were asking what sign we were on. Go ahead.
I was like, oh, are you showing me a card? I was excited about that.
The train of thought.
So yeah, your relationships are romantic wise are going to get better, and so I'm excited for you.
Nice. Well, the cards are agreeing, because you're talking about, you know, they need to learn how to be in their feminine and receive. And at the bottom of the deck is we have the High Priestess. Right behind it, we have Death. So there, and then we have Capricorn showing up to her own reading. She always shows up to her own reading. She loves to be like, yeah, I'm here. But yeah, this is definitely a deep transformative process for Capricorns. And to step into that receptive type of energy is not hard. I mean, it's not easy for them, because they are such, you know, kind of like Aries, like a more masculine type of energy, more of a go-getter type of energy. So here in the recent past, the energy coming into this eclipse, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So there very well could be this desire to open up the heart space, to feel the emotions, to have that aha moment of like, what is it that I'm missing? Like, what is it? You know, because again, they're not very emotional. So a lot of times they will be more closed off emotionally than most other signs. And here, look, we have the Page of Cups. Look at that moon in the background.
Oh my gosh.
We have the moon here, right?
Chills.
So the Page of Cups is telling Capricorn to tap into their emotions, tap into that psychic ability that they do have. They just don't always realize that they have it. And it's telling them that, you know, there might be something that happens around this eclipse for them that is like, never would have thought that happened. You know, like this is shocking. It could be a revelation. It could be, you know, some psychic download. It could be a message of emotion. However, what's very interesting, if it is a message of emotion, it looks like Capricorn is going to decide that that's not the right situation, because we have the Three of Swords upright now. Last one, it was reversed. Okay. And I shuffled this deck several times before we started. Right. So this is like, you might even just be like, you know what, this is a time for me to focus on me. And there's going to be some sort of sacrifice that needs to be made, but the sacrifice will never be anything that is meant to be in your life. So don't worry about that. Don't get afraid whenever somebody says, oh, you have to sacrifice. it's like the sacrifice is going to be minimal if you allow it to be, you know. But if you're hanging on to like toxic relationships and things like that, it's not meant to be in your life. You know, it might feel major to you, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not, right? But I do feel like there's some sort of sacrifice that needs to be made because we're trying to literally split open the heart space. We're trying to open that heart to be able to receive, to be this high priestess type of energy, but you won't go through that. You won't reach that until you experience this type of death of who you once were. So this could be very transformative for sure for Capricorn, to step into more of their power if they let it.
Wow. Big stuff, Eclipse. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know. It's intense.
Bring you that energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Who have we got next? We've got a Capricorn and then Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius. Let's see. All right. So Aquarius, things are moving fast for you. You may feel a little like butterfingers and a little like clumsy because it's almost like I have to like catch up and like make all these things happen. And, but you have no choice, but you have to keep moving forward sort of thing. You may feel a little bit like off kilter for sure, because this energy is going to be really like powerful. But it's almost like you're managing other people's energies too. Like for some reason, it feels like you have to like, I don't know if it's in your workspace or like just family wise, but somehow it's like, it's not just your, like you've got a lot on your plate. Like you've got other people's stuff, you've got your stuff, and then you've got like so much other things that are coming through to you as well. So it's going to feel like a lot of juggling, and you may not be used to it, but it's almost like all this juggling is happening so you can finally like put everything together so you can take a break and rest. Because truly everything is like again, it feels like you're moving light speed. And it may be that like a massive like opportunity comes your way too. Like something very, very special comes your way too. So just kind of know that even if things are really, really fast and a little bit messy and you're kind of feeling off kilter right now, know that it's happening in the way it's supposed to so that you can literally get things done. I almost feel like this is like the kick in the butt that you need, and like there's like the deadlines are now, so like you have to just keep moving forward. I also feel like there's I don't know why I keep seeing real estate for you or some sort of home thing for you. So maybe there is, you know, either a transition in the home, or you think you're traveling, or there's like just an upgrade to the home space. But I do feel like or even like people visiting too. It feels like there's like old family members you might not have seen in a while revisiting. It's like there's a lot of like revisiting for you, Aquarius, like a lot of different like kind of like reevaluating friendships and like almost like cleaning up things where you're like, oh my God, I didn't know I left that trash over there. I didn't know that I left this situation like this. It's like clean up like in like 20 minutes sort of thing. And it also feels like there's this, you might get this like download of like I feel like you're just getting a lot of like inspirational information. Like it's like almost like your expression is getting not only in your communication, but like through written word feels very, very strong. So there's like, there might be like some, because of this cleaning up and these realizations that are happening, you might just get like flooding of like either writing or like just journaling or like poetry. Like it feels very like there's a lot happening. And I keep seeing you writing. Let me see here. And so I think tomorrow will be a great day actually for that, to really get a lot of thoughts on paper and reevaluate in that way as well. You have a lot of like dream space energy, like a lot going on in your dream space as well. You might be feeling a little, again, like ungrounded, but like mostly because sometimes our like astral bodies are doing like the daydreamy work, and we're doing a lot of stuff on a spiritual level. So it's just ultimate multitasking for you right now, getting everything done. It's like, you know, last minute Christmas shopping. Like that's the like pace that it feels like. Let me see here too. I also feel like this feels like for you in a way, I guess like, yeah, even you are stepping into a new version of yourself, and that's why things feel so hasty. But I don't think you're making the wrong decisions. I almost feel like you're going to like be able to step into the right spaces just by kind of letting the universe push you in the right direction based on all these timelines and things you need to get done. So, yeah, that's what keeps coming through.
Nice. I want to say something right quick, you guys. There's an imposter account that was ballsy enough to join the live. It's 22 Guru 31. If they follow you, make sure you block them. If they message you, make sure you block them because they are pretending to be me. I mean, they literally have my profile picture and everything. And there's over 30 something accounts pretending to be me. And so they joined the live and stupidly. So yeah, if you see that as somebody that has followed you or messages you, block, because this is my only account, 22 Guru. There's no numbers, there's no extra U, there's no underscore, nothing like that. Okay. I will never DM you for readings. So I just wanted to make sure that I touched base on that because these people like to come in to lives and they like to hang on, there's another one. Okay, this is weird. Yeah, so they like to come into other people's profiles and they'll start following all of my followers. So just be aware that that's likely to happen. Just block them, okay? I don't message anybody for readings. So, anywho, sorry about that.
Eclipse energy.
Dude, they are relentless. I mean, it's so freaking frustrating how many accounts there are pretending to be me. And I get so many people messaging me, was that you that messaged me? No, it was not. You know, that's why I put on every video, I will never DM you for readings. Because yeah, there's about 40 accounts, almost, I lost count now. There's about 40 accounts pretending to be me. And TikTok doesn't do anything about it unless you go through this whole process of like filling out this form. And like, can you imagine doing that for each one that pops up for me? And I was like, God, it's so frustrating.
Well, as a creator, I mean, like I relate with you with all the frustration because it's not fun to be able to try to be of service and help people and then someone else taking advantage of it. So I completely understand.
Yeah, I've had so many people come to me as new clients and they're like, yeah, I got scammed out of hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, multiple thousands. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, you know, how does this even happen? But they scam them. They tell them what they want to hear. And then they require that they send them money or they tell them that they have a curse against them or there's black magic being done and only they can help them remove it. Send them $500. You know, I'd be like, fuck off. But they scare people into sending them money. So yeah, please don't fall for it, you guys. It is not me. It's an imposter. They're just stupid enough to come into this live. So I know they'll start following y'all and messaging y'all. You know, I feel drawn to you, dear. You know, would you like your reading? It's free. And then they require a donation. Anyways, Aquarius, I'm sorry that your reading got interrupted, but I always got to look out for my people. Okay, so from what I'm seeing for Aquarius, I'm seeing something very interesting because in the past energy, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. In the present energy, we have the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this a couple of different ways. If you're in a relationship, obviously it's not going anywhere. It's not going well. These are divine counterparts. These are like married people, okay? And it's both because you're out of touch with who you are and you're, you know, like, it's kind of like the relationship has sucked the life out of both of you, okay? And so what the eclipse is telling you, I mean, speaking of, you know, endings, you might decide that you no longer want to be the married woman. You no longer want to be in a relationship like that. That's going to be specific to maybe one person watching this, whether it's now or they're watching the replay on YouTube. Because it's saying if you remain in this situation right now and you don't have any type of plan of healing it, we have the Knight of Coins in reverse. It's going nowhere. Nothing will change because you're going to sit there and blame one another and nothing's getting resolved. Okay. So for you specifically, it's all about stepping into your power, reconnecting to your truth, seeing the situation as it is, and, you know, being aware of your part in the relationship, being aware of their part in the relationship, and seeing, can this be resolved, you know, collectively, like with both of us, or are we like banging our heads against a wall? You know, what do we need to do about this situation? And I always tell my clients that, you know, if you have tried everything to resolve a relationship, to make it better, and it's just not working, you at least can leave the relationship knowing that you tried everything that you could, you know? And if you're just not feeling it anymore, that's okay too. Your responsibility is to let that person free, like set them free so they can go find their person. All right. There's so many different lessons in this. Anywho, on a general sense, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. She is somebody who is feeling disconnected from her feminine energy. She's feeling emotionally overwhelmed. She's feeling ungrounded. She's not feeling very worthy. She's just kind of like in this icky place. And it falls into the present day, which is where we have the King of Cups, where he is unable to take action on the things that he wants to create, his desires, his ambitions. He can't do that because, you know, this energy has just flown over and it's too much. So this eclipse might have you feeling a little bit emotionally overwhelmed, and it's telling you to step back, to take care of yourself, to maybe tap into your logical mind and see the situation as like, where am I feeling stuck? Where am I feeling unworthy? Where do I need to, you know, apply healing modalities? What is it that I need to do? Because if you don't step back, again, you're going to go nowhere fast with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's telling you like you have things that, you know, you're the water bearer. You're the one that like has this drive to do things differently. But if you don't allow yourself to be that person, if you don't allow yourself to step into that space and to use your mind and your energy for the greater good for you and other people, then you're never going to feel fulfilled, right? So this eclipse is like, hey, what needs to end here? Like, what is it that you have been just like drowning in all this time that you can, you know, push aside? I don't want to say push aside, not like an ignoring space, but like release, you know, step back into your power, ground your energy so you can take action on what it is that you desire. You know, are you being like, what are you inviting into your life where you're not really using your discernment? That's a big deal. You know, people don't use discernment these days, and that gets you into a lot of trouble. So it'd really be beneficial for you to use this opportunity over the next few days to evaluate where you are in life. What do you feel like is holding you back? What does it feel like you really want to do in life? Where is your passion? And then you start making a plan that way. Then you'll start to see movement. But the more you let this frustration, this emotion, this anger, like all of this stuff overtake you, the more stuck you're going to be. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, I need to feel this. I need to process this. But, you know, when you stay in that space, it's just like a whirlpool. And you just stay there. And then you start drowning in your emotions and you don't get anywhere. So it's deep for Aquarius.
Oh man, Aquarius. Well, it sounds like it's the transformation you need too, because it's really blocking a lot of happiness as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the Empress, you know, like we talked about before, when she's in reverse, she is not in the flow of nature. She's not in the flow of universe. She's not following her passion. She's more so like the person who always blames the world for her not getting anywhere, you know, and she has the full ability to turn it upright. She's abundant. She's passionate. She is like, she's got it all, right? When she's direct, but when she's a reverse, she's blaming everything and so disconnected. And so that's why I feel like these two counterparts are showing up, because it's your masculine and feminine energy. And there's maybe some emotions, some stuff from the past that needs to be dealt with, because that's where the block lies. It could be something sticking right here, where it could be a past relationship. It could be something from childhood. And that's where that block is. It's an emotional block, and it's keeping them from making any progress to go on this transformative journey. But if they would shed some light on it and allow themselves to be a little bit emotional, because I know Aquarius that's not their favorite. They like to bottle everything up. But if they would let this emotion, process and let it out, then they can really have some discovery of, okay, that's what's been holding me back all this time. Like, God, I could have just done this and then I would have had progress. But no, I've been, like hurting myself this entire time by bottling it all up and not letting it out. Kind of like, that ultimate introverted energy.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like that what you're saying sounds very similar to what I was seeing, where it's like taking on everybody else's stuff, but then it's like not being processed, and I still am like holding on to it, and it's becoming a burden right now, and I still have to try to figure out how to manage all of it while trying to be in life.
Yeah, totally. Because like I said, they're the water bearer. They want to help humanity, and so they will take on all of that, and they just like, stuff it right in here, and they're like, well, I'll just deal with it later, or I just won't deal with it at all. I got to keep moving. Doesn't work that way. So yeah, got to take care of you, Aquarius.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, our last and final sign, I haven't missed it yet. I keep missing it sometimes. Pisces, this is your time. All right, let's see.
I'm interested to see what this one comes up as, because, it is in their sign. So
yes, me too. Oops. Pisces, I feel like there's like, it's like literally so like holographic, like your energy is like, it's like feels like a DNA update. Holy moly, just big quantum leaps and shifts. You're going to be feeling so rocky, and not knowing what might be up or down, and the emotions might be like very hard to manage lately. So know that that's, part of this process. I think you're going to be feeling it for a majority of the week, because it looks like it's very heavy energy that keeps moving through the week to be able to really finish off all the purging and the updating and the integrating. Like, your dreams are even going to be so vivid. It might be hard. Like, it's very important right now for you to have a grounding practice. If you don't have a grounding practice, you can always go on my YouTube channel. There's a bunch of free workshops that have a grounding practice that can help you call back your energy. And also there's a bunch of, there's an inner child meditation that's really great on my podcast called Soul Healer on Spotify and wherever you have your, wherever you stream your podcasts. But I would highly recommend, especially because this is in your sign, to please get grounded if you can, because things are going to feel like very shaky. There's also a lot of, for this may be a specific message, but like I do feel like there's a significant shift that's happening around the energy of your mother and your relationship with her. So it may be either that you decide to completely like, you need to take some time and separate, or you get to like see her as the person that she is, as a separate human being, rather than being just this person who is your mother. So that can help bring you together a little bit more, or at least some understanding. But there's a huge energy around female energy, the maternal side in general, and healing that for you, because that is somewhere, it almost feels like you were losing your power, and now you're regaining it, or gaining insight and clarity around it, so that you can move into, some of you might even be like, I keep seeing like baby beings. So some of you might get pregnant or know that you're pregnant on or around the end of the month, because there's a lot of this energy around the mother, or being the mother, or this transition into family lines with the mother. And then there's also going to be this energy around you upgrading. I actually feel like if there's like you wanted to go into like just like similar to Sagittarius, like being a leader in terms of learning how to help support people and hold space. Yeah, whether it is Erica's program or my program, to do that, there's going to be a really nice space that you're going to go into the next level of holding wisdom, being a wisdom keeper for people. So, but that's only post eclipse. I don't necessarily see this like right now. It feels like it's later on in the year, but this is part of what's gearing you up to move into that direction. And I actually see a lot of financial abundance for you in that space, and especially with people who have like Pisces placements, especially in the second house. So I don't know if you can read your chart, that's an additional little bonus for you there. Yeah, it's like your whole, this is like a reset in particular in a career space as well. So just keep that in mind, because there may be like some of you might be nurses too. I keep seeing this energy around like nursing. So it may be that you're like taking on energy to help support like the nurses, or like maybe it's so interesting. Like this is very specific. It's like either like being a leader who is helping bringing in spirituality in your workplace or in your like classroom or something like that. It feels like there's like aspects of things, like meditation practices or things like that. I even see like sound healing. So there's like a lot going on for you guys, Pisces, in terms of how you're upgrading and integrating and helping heal yourself and people. So, and especially around the mother and nurturing energy as well. You might also feel like there's like I feel like your clairvoyance is going to start to, get really, really strong as well, especially around this eclipse, like the night of the eclipse too. So just keep that in mind. Know that, you're not crazy. I know a lot of people are probably, feeling that way sometimes, especially you Pisces, because you are so intuitive already. But no, this is just you stepping into more of your gifts. So that's what I got for you.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing, because I'm glad you said that, because that just confirmed what I was thinking when I was looking at the cards, because I do feel like for some Pisces, you're going to receive or experience some sort of what I feel like is a visitation from your spirit guides. Now, this could be in the dream world, or it can be like you're just like 1 minute you're in this other realm, the other minute you're back, right? And we have the 9 of Swords underneath the deck. And that's what I was staring at, because I was thinking like, I don't feel like it could be one way or the other. Like, I feel like there's going to be so much going on in the mind space to where they might have a hard time sleeping because of all of this stuff coming through. Because also I have the 4 of Swords in reverse. This is like, the inability to rest. But I do feel like with Pisces, you guys, it's really exciting, because I feel like you're getting some sort of like information from the universe. Now, this is going to be through a download. This is going to be through a dream, or it's going to be maybe through another person that brings you this information. But I do feel like you're going to receive some sort of like major information. And then that's going to you have to act on that. Okay. You have to take that divinely inspired action, because you're going to have this new idea. You're going to have this new clarity. It's like, okay, I've been sitting on my ass long enough. Now it's time for me to get up and get moving. And I have to act on this, because I feel it like in my soul that I have to act on this. And then in the future, we have the Wheel of Fortune.
Wow. And look at how cool that is. That looks like the portal I was seeing, like that's opening up for you guys. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I love this deck so much. But yeah, I that's exactly what I was thinking whenever you were talking. I'm sitting there staring at the cards. I'm like, there's going to be so much going on, almost like mental chatter, but it's not mental chatter. It is divine chatter. I literally had a client today ask me if she's like, am I crazy? Or she's like, when I'm relaxing, I have my headphones in. She goes, then I take them out. She goes, I hear something. I said, does it sound like a radio? She's like, yeah, it sounds like a radio or a TV. Like somebody's left the TV on. I said, that's clear audience. You're hearing the other side. You know, I said, it sounds like a radio. And at times. And so that's what I kind of feel like this is here. It's like I'm hearing these things. I'm sensing these things. I have all these thoughts. And it would be great for you, Pisces, to write them all down, you know, to kind of like brain dump onto paper, and then really start to devise a plan of what it is that you want to do with this new information. Because I do feel like you're going to have this ability to where you're like, oh my God, I've got to get up and go. I've got to go do this. I got to make these changes. I got to go stand my ground. I got to, whatever it is that you have to do, because whatever you do, whatever divine action you take, it's going to pay off. It's going to benefit you with the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, that's exciting. This is a whole turn of events for you. And I mean, how perfect, because the eclipse is in your sign. So, you know, I mean,
Love that for you, Pisces.
while my dreams have been so odd, but yet vivid lately. Yep. There you go. And sometimes it can, you know, these things can cause you to have a hard time sleeping because you're having maybe so many dreams. You're having so many thoughts come through. And that's why I say try to like brain dump it onto paper so your mind can relax. You want to get it out of here and onto paper. And yeah, it allows you to your mind to rest. And but you are going to receive some sort of communication one way or the other. And this is a plan. This is like the universe going, hey, do this, you know, and you're like, holy shit, I've got it. And then you step forward, and that's when the Wheel of Fortune happens. Because the Wheel of Fortune, you guys, I don't know if you'll notice, but it's kind of hard to see right here because of the light. But the four fixed signs are in the corners, right? So what that's indicating is that, you know, things turn according to universal law. They turn in accordance to your alignment. You will not see anything change on the exterior until the interior changes. Okay. And if you're not in alignment, if you're not moving in accordance to universal law and tapping into, you know, what is, then you won't experience that change. You're going to stay stuck, and the Wheel of Fortune is going to be in reverse, or yeah, the card will be in reverse. But if you go into alignment and you go with the flow and you really tap in and you see how things can change internally to make them change externally, that's when you found the keys to the universe. That's when you finally understand it. And yeah, it's pretty magical.
I love that. And I loved how you're saying that, like, they should write these insights down and these messages, this plan from the universe. I tell people all the time, like, if you take my workshops, I have a monthly one. I have monthly workshops. This one's going to be on, the upcoming one is going to be on mastering your divine feminine and masculine energies and finding that balance, because I think we need that recently with everything that's been going on. So it's really important. What I ask everyone to do is to write down what they've experienced, because when you do, it makes it real. It takes it out of here, the 5D, and puts it into the 3D, and then the body can get used to it and say, yes, I'm acknowledging that this happened, and I'm allowing for more. I'm creating permission and space. Because if you don't, it's almost like it's going to stay here and it's not real. But the truth is, this all is real, Pisces, and you have this really strong ability. So it's time for you to really own that and really make it real and allow this to be the space that you can really, really own and master and step into your power, because you're just, it's your sign, you're magical.
Yeah. And that makes me think of the Magician card. We had to bring it from up here down to here, and it, you know, becomes real in 3D energy. This is Mercury energy. It's like, I got to bring this thought to reality. And when you bring it into the 3D, that's when things start to manifest. So yeah, that's exactly what it makes me think of when you describe it like that.
I love that. That makes so much sense. I love that. That's a perfect card.
Mm-hmm. This is, yeah, these are the cards that I teach tarot with, because they are the, you know, the original Rider-Waite. And It's what I always tell everybody to start with, because that's what the most tarot decks are based off of, is the Rider-Waite Tarot. And to understand the symbology of all the cards helps you to understand the symbology of life. And you're going on this journey, the Fool's journey, and it's all about this self-awareness journey. And, you know, whether you use tarot to continue, or you can tap into your clairvoyance, whatever this is, you can utilize these tools to work with the energy of the universe. And, you know, Pisces has a big boost happening here. So take advantage, Pisces.
Love that. This has been so fun. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your gifts and your follows and your support and everything. I feel like this is going to be a really powerful day tomorrow.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off right quick? We'll answer a few if you have any questions. Not readings, but questions about tarot, spirituality, whatever.
And of course, if you want to get a reading from either Erica or I, please go to the link in our bio. If you want to work with us, same place, find that link in our bios, and we can also share more info on that.
Yeah, the Quantum Master Academy, like I said, is enrolling now. This is where you're going to spend the entire year of 2025 with me. And I'm going to teach you all the tools that I use that have put me into alignment in my life and completely transformed my life. And it works universally. This is not just, oh, this is the way I do things. You have to do it my way. No, these are tools that work universally because they work with the universe. So best recommendation on how to meditate and truly listen to the messages. One of the way, you know, meditation is difficult for a lot of people because of the mind. I like to recommend mala beads, because what it does is it helps you to stay focused on your breath, because there's 108 beads here. I'm sorry, not 108 beads. There's 80. And with each one, you take a breath. Okay. Then you move up and you take another breath. So you're focusing on just breathing, and you're saying an affirmation with each bead, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. And you just follow it along. By the time you're done, it's about 20 minutes. And that's kind of like fooling your brain into focusing and being quiet, because you're like, okay, breath one. And then out. Move to the next bead. And you're breathing, you're putting air into your body, you're activating your pineal gland, you're doing all the things that you need to, but your mind thinks it's focusing on the beats. Another way that I like to do things as well is, because my mind goes a lot, is I love to just sit and close my eyes and watch the show behind my eyes, because I see like a laser light show. I see geometric shapes. I see portals open. I see things like that. I don't know. What do you suggest?
Yeah. So, again, like I have 4 free workshops. There's one is really great if you're looking to manifest money, called Magically Manifesting, Money. Literally, that's what it's called. But if you just put in my name, Clairvoyant Healer Rashida, like it is here, you'll be able to find those 4. But I recommend, so I'll take you through meditations that I do. And then again, they're on Soul Healer on my podcast.
Oh, it muted.
I recommend. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. It muted for a second.
So, oh yes, I was getting a call and I tried to end it. I recommend that you. Sometimes people have a hard time with meditation because, you know, they think that they need to, like you said, quiet the mind. And I believe meditation is not about quieting the mind. It's about preparing your mind to be quiet while you live life. So meditation is always a prep for living life. And the tools that I teach in those classes on YouTube, so there's a grounding tool. You must get grounded, and then you must always call back your energy. And I teach them in really simple ways. So you'll have all that access on YouTube, and then we go deeper in one-on-one work. But I find that if you're constantly having tools where you have to visualize certain things, you're already going to be you're moving to a theta brainwave state, which reprograms the subconscious, and you're already in a meditative state. You don't have to try to push yourself into a meditative state, because when you do that and you move into a theta brainwave state, you ultimately end up being quiet already in your body. And so you can move about in the world with a meditative state. Walking in the world, again, is a meditation. Your life should be that. So if you have any questions and you try those workshops out, let me know. You can send me a DM either on TikTok or on Instagram. I'm a lot more on Instagram, but I love being on TikTok too. So I love joining Erica for this. So let me know if you have questions, but I'm happy to walk you through that process. And then you can always come to the workshop that's happening on the 28th as well, because then I can give you little ways to do that. So that's kind of how I go about things too. And when I meditate, it's like I do it when I need it, and it's only like about a 5-minute process. But I think you can do it for hours if you'd like to. When I first started off, like I was doing it for hours because I enjoyed it so much. But now I'm noticing my energy is really, really like moves quickly. So I only need 5 minutes. So I'm sure, Erica, you've noticed that there's been changes as you've started to move into powerful energies as well.
Yeah, I'll throw on my earpods and I'll just chill for a few minutes, and I just let myself just be, because that's all meditation is, letting yourself be and letting yourself like have a moment. And it doesn't, if you'll research meditation, you'll realize that even the most trained meditators, they can't quiet their mind more than a few seconds, like literally stop their mind from thinking. They can't do it for more than a few seconds. So that's not the point of meditation. The point of meditation is allowing yourself to be, to not have all this mental chatter, but to allow yourself to flow through life, to flow through your day. Just like whenever you're doing the dishes or you're doing something and you're just kind of thinking, you're letting the thoughts go. That's like a meditative state. You're just operating. When you're driving your car and you're like, oh God, how did I drive 30 minutes? And I was just like zoned out. You were meditating. You were just flowing. And as long as you're not connecting or hanging on to a thought and like going down the rabbit hole, then you're okay. So don't put too much pressure on yourself when it comes to meditating. And see it as like a little mental break for yourself. It's a treat rather than something you have to do. And it's so hard. Like I said, I literally love to watch the show behind my eyes, and I'll go sit outside with feet in the grass, and sometimes I'll face the sun, because I don't know, for me, I can see some things better in the sunlight, and sometimes I see things better in the dark. So I literally, as soon as my feet touch the grass and I close my eyes, I start to see the flower of life. I see all these different scenes, and for me, it's just watching a show. I know not everybody can do that, but if you sit there long enough, if you get past the lava lamp phase where you see colors move like a lava lamp, you're more than likely going to start to see like different scenes and things like that. It's very fascinating. You should try it.
We have this other one. It says, can a spirit guide be an animal like a farm or pet? 100%. When I get to sit with people and do mediumship readings, or have an animal come through who's passed, it's been really sweet, because they're always like somehow helping people get to the next step, either like get another pet into their life, or bringing them their soulmate, or helping them through a job, or like reminding them that they're always there. So you can have spirit guides in so many different ways, and I think that they show up as ancestors, but they also show up as pets. Our pets are meant to be also living spirit guides for us as well. They're soulmates in a way to help us heal our hearts, because they're unconditional lovers too. So, I'm just watching my little puppy here. He got a little injury to his paw today, but I hope he's better. But I know he's my little soulmate. So,
oh, yeah. That's what I call my oldest dog. I'm like, he is my spirit animal. He is my ride or die and my little shadow. And he and I have been through so much together. And I definitely feel like our past loved ones, our past pets, they can hang out with us and they can help us in different ways. That's why when anybody loses somebody that they love, I'm like, dude, now you have a bestie on the other side that can like do things that they couldn't do before. You have like a cheat code now. You're like, hey, I need help with this. And they're like, got it. And they go and do the thing and they can help you in miraculous ways. So yeah, it's
I
fun.
love that. I love that phrase that you have a bestie on the other side. That's a fun one.
Mhm. Yeah. Cause you can just talk to them. Like my grandparents, I have their pictures up on my wall. I tell them good morning every morning and I love them. And if I need help with anything, I talk to them. I'm like, all right, you're pointing me in this direction, but I feel like I've hit a roadblock. Show me the way, and never fails. Something happens that opens up the way, and you just have to work with the universe. You have to work with your loved ones and your pets and all that, and you will see some amazing things happen in your life for sure.
I just lost my soulmate dog and I keep getting signs, I think, from her. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And they'll come to you in your dreams and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And you'll think you see them out of the corner of your eye, and that's their spirit body going, hey, I'm still here.
All the, their random toys will show up, or yeah, that's them for sure. And I mean, I'm sure if you wanted a reading to confirm it from either of us, but you already know, I think on some level that they're already coming through. So, yeah, Mel, if you think those are signs, that's probably confirmation this is your confirmation that
Right?
it is.
Yeah. You're welcome, Mel. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, check out Ashida's website. Check out mine if you're interested in the Quantum Master Academy. If you need anything else, the links are in our bios. You can DM us, whatever it is that you need. We will do this again next month. We love getting on here and doing these readings for the Zodiacs. If you missed the beginning of the reading or the entire reading, don't worry. We're going to put it up on our individual YouTube channels, so you can go back and watch the whole thing. And then, after the eclipse and after time has gone by, you can still go back and kind of compare and see how it resonated with you and how those changes happened in your life and what it taught you. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. You all have a wonderful night. Thank you, Miss Ashida. It's always a pleasure.
Happy eclipse.
Yes. Ground your energy. Do not charge your crystals and do not make moon water. Just let it be. Surrender to the universe and ride the wave.
Yes.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Good night.